What's up, guys? My name is Eros, and welcome back to another episode on the Infinity Skyblock. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me once again for another fantastic day. Now, we are starting out here on our little island where we had our kinda, sorta, wannabe an automatic sugarcane farm. And the reason that we are here is because we have now officially been to the Nether. Which means, with some of the amazing resources that we collected last time, we now have access to the Observer. Now, this is a powerful little block that's going to let us do things like detect when a plant grows. So the plan for today is we are going to make ourselves some automatic farms. Now, we're going to be able to make an automatic farm for things like sugarcane and bamboo, and maybe a couple of other things while we're at it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, before we get started, I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Today's video is, well, coming out on a day that it normally would not come out on. Thought I was feeling better from being sick last week, and as soon as I thought I was better, it decided to come back around for another wallop. My voice still probably sounds a little bit off and nasally today, but, you know, please ignore that. Hopefully that'll go away here shortly. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys for being here, and let's get right to it. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to clear out some space here. Now, I know we put a lot of time and effort into this lovely thing, but yeah, compared to what we're going to be building, this just is kind of rudimentary. So let's go ahead and clear all of this out. Let's go ahead and collect all of these resources, because we will be reusing a number of them. Not quite all of them, but most of them. And let's see what kind of space we've got to work with. Most likely we're going to end up needing to expand the island a little bit, so that way we have room for multiple different farms. But shouldn't be too much that we have to do here. Let's see, do I have a bucket on me? I do. Aha. Go ahead and collect up the water. There we go. And collect up the sand as well. Excellent. Alright, so this is our blank canvas. We've got a fair bit of space to work with. We might not need to do too much to expand the area. I do think that we're going to need a few more resources, though. So let's go ahead and collect that. And now that we have our resources gathered, you can see in here some of what we're working with. So we've got observers, we've got a piston, we've got a bunch of other things. Now, we'll probably need to make a couple more items along the way, so I kind of have some backup resources available, extra redstone, extra iron, things like that. But what I'm planning is we have 3 things here that we can make pretty simple little automatic farms out of. We've got bamboo, sugarcane, and kelp. And only the bamboo is something that I can put on dirt, so, you know, everything else needs water. But yeah, so those are going to be the 3 things that we are going to be growing automatically up here. Just completely on its own, it will continue to produce. So let's go ahead and start with bamboo, because that's going to be the easiest one to show how this little setup is going to work. The other ones are done pretty much the exact same, but they have some slight alterations in order to make room for the water that is needed for them to grow. So basically what we do is we've got our little base bamboo. Now, the way that all of these plants work is so long as you don't break the bottom piece, they will continue to grow up. So they'll just continue to stack and grow and so on and so forth. So if I leave this here, eventually it's going to grow upward by a block and so on and so forth. Now, what we can do is we can use things like observers to detect when that happens. So if we put this observer, say, a couple of blocks up here, and gotta make sure it's facing the right way. There we go. Then it's gonna detect whenever this little... it's gonna detect whenever this grows up to 3 blocks high. And then what we can do is if we put a piston underneath it, right here, then we can have that piston trigger at that point, breaking those blocks, leaving the bottom one here, and then it'll just continue the cycle. It'll grow back up to 3, eventually it'll get broken, grow back up, and so on and so forth. So that's the basic idea for this farm. So I'll show you, it's really just as simple as we've got the observer, we've got the piston, we've got some redstone in a very simple little, oh, see, already grew. So we're going to go ahead and put the piston here. So that's what's going to break it when the time comes. We're going to put that there and this here. So as soon as this grows up to 3 blocks high, this piston's going to trigger and it'll break the bamboo. So simple as that. That is the basic premise. Just a very, very tiny, compact, simple, off the bat farm. Let's see, do I have any bones or bone meal on me? Let's see. And poof, I have bone meal. So I can show you now. Once this grows, it grows up, triggers the piston, it breaks, and ta-da, there we go. Now we have bamboo, just like that. So nice and easy, every time it grows up to 3, it gets broken. So yeah, there is the basic concept. So obviously it'll be done a little bit nicer looking than this, but that's going to be the basic concept between all 3 of these farms. Each one's a little bit different, because bamboo, you don't need any water whatsoever. You can just place it, here it is, ta-da, that's done. Things like sugarcane, you need a water source next to it, so that way it can grow. So that affects the design just a tiny bit, not much. And kelp, it affects a lot more because it has to be completely submerged in water. So it will change it slightly, but it's not going to change it much. So I'm going to go ahead and get kind of the basic setup of those really quick. And yeah, then I'll kind of show you what we got going for us. So here is what we've got so far. Decided to rearrange it a little bit just because I wanted the tall water thing in the middle for the kelp, just because I thought it looked cooler and, you know, pointless symmetry and all of that fun stuff. So anyway, yes, we have kelp here in the middle, so it'll grow up to 3 tall, and then it'll get broken, same as bamboo, same as sugarcane. With this bone meal, I can go ahead and show you that, so it grows up to 2, and then up to 3, and pop, there it goes. I do need to put a block on the top here, so it doesn't shoot out of the top, and I'm using some of that cyan terracotta that we collected from one of, from the main island where the supercomputer is, because I like the color. So yeah, that's why. Nothing more than that. It's just as simple as I like the color. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up here, and there's nothing to stand on there. So as for these ones on the side, the only difference between the bamboo and the sugarcane is the sugarcane has to have a water source block next to it in order for it to grow. So I've got the water source block just hidden underneath the little pillar here. So that is how that works. And we go up here, and we've got the observer here, and we've got some redstone here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. We've got the observer here, and redstone here. And ta-da, there it is. That is pretty much all there is to it. Now, as each of these grow, they'll get broken, and then they'll grow, and then they'll get broken, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. And it's just a continuous process, regardless of whether we stand here and stare at it, or we go off and do other things. The only thing that is going to stop this from producing is if we are so far away that it gets unloaded, which anytime we're standing at our farm or anything, we should be close enough that it'll get loaded regardless. So there we go. So that's the basic. Now the next thing that we need to put together is going to be the collection system. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of a plan here. Now, you could set it up so that you've got hoppers here and that they'll catch, but sometimes it doesn't come out far enough, and it's just, I don't want to end up losing some of what we end up producing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down underneath everything here, and I am going to put in a hopper minecart system, and that is what we're going to use to collect all of the drops from this. It's a very simple little system. You'll see over here in our resource chest, we've got some powered rails, a minecart, and a hopper. So it's really, really simple. There's not a lot to it. We'll have it go back and forth underneath where the items are going to drop. And then the only other thing we're going to need to do is we'll put up a glass wall in front of all of this. So that way, as the pistons fire, they don't knock anything away from where the hopper minecart is going to pick things up from. So I'm going to go ahead and build up a little bit of platform underneath here, and then we'll just need a spot where it's powered as well. And then I just have to decide which side to put the collection chest on, which is really not a hard thing to figure out. I guess we could just put it right in the middle, actually, so we'll probably just do something like that. So, let's do it. Now, we have our rails all put into place. We've got the powered rails that are going to go back and forth. This is what's going to carry the hopper minecart back and forth, collecting all of the items. Now, we just need to come up with a creative way of powering them, because if you don't power them the right way, it's going to lock the hopper here, which means it's not going to put anything into the chest, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of a collection system. So there is that. Let's go ahead and we've got the hopper and minecart ready right there. And then this one, let's see, how are we going to power this one? I guess we could, can't quite reach there. Let's see, take out this one very carefully, lean over the edge. And there, awesome. So there is that, all good to go. Let's fill this back in here, so that way we don't have a bunch of mess showing and sticking out the back and all of that. Awesome. And now we just need to put the hopper minecart on the rail, and it'll go back and forth. Now the cool thing about hopper minecarts is that they can actually pick items up through a block. It's through a full block, unlike a regular hopper, which can only pick up through like a half block. So any items that land right here on these blocks are going to get picked up, no problem, easy peasy. That includes the ones that are going to come from the kelp and get pushed over to this block. So that is why, as you can now see, we need to put in some glass along the front here, so that way we can make sure that no items go where they're not supposed to. And then I think we're going to go ahead and build this out here a little bit, just to kind of make it look nice and also cover up that hopper line there, or the minecart line there. And yeah, there's the basics. I'm going to go ahead, let's see, I've got 13 glass. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Let's see. Probably not. It's going to be cutting it close. Maybe. If we build this up a little bit here, and we make use of some supporting blocks on the side. You know, this might work. We might need just a couple more pieces, but yeah, if we just have a wall like that, that should do the trick nicely. And then we can just kind of fill this in a little bit there, make it look nice, and, you know, decorate it a little bit. It's nothing too fancy, but it's nice to kind of put some looks into it, I guess. Yeah, so there is the basics of that. I used up pretty much all of the cyan terracotta, so we might have to borrow a little. So we might have to borrow a little bit from this side. There we go. And just put one over here. There we go. That works. That works beautifully. Okay. And then we just need a couple more pieces of glass, and then I'm going to do just a little bit more decorating, I think, in here. Make it look a little bit nicer. So I will be right back and see what you guys think. And here we go. The final finished product. did a little bit of decorating, kind of rearranged how some of the cyan terracotta is, put some cyan glass up just to make it look all nice, and then used some of the dark prismarine that we collected from our spider spawner area over there. And then I've got a couple of dark oak trapdoors. So with this, we can just reach down to the collection chest, and I've got some junk in there, ignore that. And we can see the fantastic materials we are collecting. So we've got bamboo, we've got kelp, and we've got sugar cane, all automatically going and growing here for us. So yeah, there we are. That is our 3-in-1 automatic bamboo, kelp, and sugar cane farm. And then on this side, it's just for symmetry's sake, because I couldn't have just one of these over here. But yeah, there we are. That is it, and looks like it's starting to rain. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. A little bit more of a tutorial episode. This is by no means an original design. Countless different Minecrafters have done this exact design. It's very simple. Just observer, piston, redstone. Like, there's nothing like intricate or original about it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it all the same. It's something really simple, something really basic you can do pretty early on. The only reason it took us so long to make something like this was because for the life of us, we could not get to the Nether. But as soon as we did that, we had the materials to make some observers, and that's really the most complicated thing you need for this farm. So I think that it is time, once again, for the search to continue. It is time to see if we can find that elusive final infinity crystal that has continually evaded us. So let's go ahead and get over to that little cluster of altars and pick which one to go to next. We are coming up on the next altar now. Decided to just go ahead and continue our little counterclockwise rotation that we had going on here. And we are gonna see if this is the elusive crystal we have been searching for this entire time. Well, I mean, I guess not well, kind of the entire time. Alright, so, drum roll, as always. The gray infinity crystal, it makes you feel sad. Darn right, it makes you feel sad. Of course it does, because this is one that we have found quite a few of at this point. Another gray crystal. I don't need this. But a coal block we can definitely use at the very least, so the search continues. Let's go ahead and get back home. And I guess it is sadly time. You know what? No. No, no, no. We have been doing a bunch of searching. I'm going to go ahead and check this one too, because I'm tired of looking for the red crystal. You're tired of looking for the red crystal, I'm sure, and I want to know what happens when we have all of the crystals. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a second altar, because I am not ready to give up. Not yet. No, no. If this one's a bust, then I'll definitely say, you know what, that's it for the day. But let's give ourselves a fighting chance, because this is a cute little altar, and yeah. All right. So once more, drum roll. Ignore that. That didn't happen. Blue infinity crystal. Well, I'm not going to complain, because this one gives us a block of diamond, and I'm definitely not going to complain about that. But, yet again, that means that, still no red crystal, and I really don't know where else to look. I don't know what to do. I feel like we're going to have to, very soon, we're just going to have to go to every altar that we can find, because I want to find this red crystal. I don't know where it could be. I don't even know if there's any other altars. We might have to branch out and just to get more altars to spawn. Although, now that I think about it, there was that altar that popped up next to this island. Wasn't there? Could it be? Could it be right under our noses this entire time? Is that the answer to this question that we have? Let's see, where did that altar spawn? Because if it's there, I mean... yeah. Although I don't know how we would get home afterwards, so maybe we should save that for another day. Just because if we have to branch out somewhere to get home, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Because we'll probably have to die so we can spawn back at our bed. Alright, well, we got a block of diamond at the very least, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. So, let's go ahead and get back to our base and call it a day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back safe and sound. We've got our diamond and coal blocks in hand. We're nice and shiny and also not shiny. But, yeah, that's going to do it for today. Sadly, the search continues. We still have to find the red infinity crystal, and by golly, we're going to find it. Even if we have to make that our exclusive goal for an entire episode here soon. But at least we have our nice little automatic farm now. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys have ideas on where to look for the red infinity crystal. And also, let me know if you guys have ideas for any other automatic farms that we should build. Now that we have observers, there's pretty much very few limitations that we have when it comes to farm options. So, yeah, let me know. But, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be seeing you guys in the next episode. So, you know, yeah. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.